Hello friends, Silvio here. How are you all doing? I hope you are doing better than me. I have some crazy migraines. I don't know, this past month I didn't feel too well. So yeah, today I will smoke some 16 years old Bob's chocolate flake. You know, it's one of my favorite tobaccos on the planet. I have some from my friend Sam from USA, and I have some left from my brother Lance from USA, Northwoods Piper. I hope you are doing well, brother. I hope you are doing well. We had a little bit of snow in the past few days, but nothing major. So I will use, this is my favorite shape of all time. It's a Bristol Mod Standard. The craftsmanship of this pipe, it's amazing. Of course, I will put some pictures. Yeah. So let's see. So 16 years old Bob's chocolate flake that I had from my dear friend Mr. Yanis. We even made on one of our chats, we compared them. The new Bob's chocolate flake that I got from my brother Lance, and it's from 2022, I think, the batch that he had, and sent me some, and compared it with this 16 years old Bob's chocolate flake. I have to say that I've compared because I have to know for myself. I will only believe somebody that says something about an older tobacco being better than a new one, or a new one better than an old one, only if he compared it. So smoke them in the similar pipe, and really smoke them in the same time, let's say. That it's still pseudoscience, but it's as closer to the scientific method as you can get. So we did that, and I have to say that from 7 aged versus new tobaccos that I smoked, this is the only aged one that I like just as much as the new one. So 2 thumbs up for this tobacco. What I have discovered is that the new Bob's chocolate flake has a better chocolate smell and taste, and the old one has a much better whiskey taste. In the new one, the whiskey is more alcoholic. You can't even tell if it's whiskey or something else. You can see that taste that's alcohol, but in the old one you can definitely taste whiskey. And no, this doesn't have Lakeland essence. It has cocoa, vanilla, chocolate, whiskey. No roses here, or Tonquin bean. Yeah, so I like it just as much. Another thing that I've discovered with all older aged tobaccos, and I don't mean aged for 5 years. No, I consider I a real aged tobacco over 10 years. I know 9 years, 8 years, 7 years is still aged, but I would love to really compare older than 10 years old tobaccos to put them in the really aged category. So all of them, I don't know why. Maybe it's the glycerol or the propylene glycol, or I don't know, something is degrading in them, and they're a little bit more tongue bitey and even nose bitey. I know I've invented this new term than the new ones. So this has a few cons, but a few pros. So while the new one has a better chocolate taste and it's more, it's less tongue bitey, this, like many aged tobaccos that I tried, has a certain peppery thing. I don't know why this happens. But it still tastes very nice. So I like it. The difference between them, which blow my mind. So it's a 16 years difference between them. It's probably 1 to 2%. And not one it's better and one it's worse. No, it's just a little bit of difference between them. I guess something, you cannot make something 100% identical from year to year, let alone from 16 years ago to today. You cannot do it identical anyways. So, but I really love it. So it's the first aged tobacco that I like just as much as the new one. I can even say I like it a little bit better than the new one. That's how close they are. It has 8% Latakia. Yeah, it's one of my favorite tobaccos of all time. I opened a tin of early morning pipe from Greg. I decanted it in a jar and let it sit for a month or so, and I've started smoking it. So stay tuned for the review. I make no bullshit reviews, so you won't hear from me crazy things. So I won't say everything comes in mind when I'm smoking a tobacco. But you can make an idea, maybe a choice, if you want to try a tobacco or not. This is what my reviews are all about. So this is Bristol Matte Standard. I think it's a French pipe. I have a big collection of French pipes. You can definitely see it has Algerian briar. Very nice, very light, very soft to the touch, like old good briar have. And maybe you can taste Latakia a little bit more in the aged version. But it is a little bit nose bitey and tongue bitey, of course. As we all know by now, tongue bite is a chemical burn. It's nothing else. So it doesn't matter how cold you smoke, how slow you smoke, the chemical burn would still burn your tongue. Less, of course, because you are puffing less smoke, but you can't do anything about it. When burnt sugar and moisture from the tobacco gets in contact with the pH of your mouth, saliva and everything else, it turns into an acid. So your alkaline and acidic meat, and you'll feel a burn. But I still love it. Look at this small perfect thing. 80 grams of pipe. Look at the perfection here. And the slight ball canting. There's a gold, actually gold made dot. It has a handmade stem. Look how small it is. I have some number 7 broken flake that I also have from Sam. I'm guarding this a few Lakeland tobaccos that I have with Lakeland Essence, I mean. I'm guarding them with my life. It's very hard to find some. Actually impossible to find them in European Union. Very small bowl, thin walls. These are my favorite pipes. Thin walls. Now, going back to 16 years old Bob's chocolate flake. So I think it has Virginia, Burley, and 8% Latakia. If the new one tastes a little bit like Nesquik, if you know what, that chocolatey powder that you can buy from the store and make a drink, the new one tastes more like Nesquik, so more like chocolate, milk chocolate. The aged version tastes more like dark chocolate. It has nothing in common with the hard aromatics. It's just a hint of chocolate and whiskey. You can definitely taste them. The aftertaste in your mouth is like chocolate with whiskey. But of course, don't imagine that you'll really taste like you're biting and eating some chocolate and drinking whiskey. It's just something that makes the smoke more interesting. It is very interesting anyways. So it's backed by some really, really good tobacco. So it's really, really good tobacco with just a hint of something that makes it more interesting. This is what Lakeland Essence tobaccos do for me. That essence, they add a little bit of something more interesting, not destroying and overpowering the tobacco. They never do. So it's even a little bit salty, dark chocolate, whiskey, a little bit more Latakia forward than the new one. Very satisfying and very, very, very good tobacco. A sweetness through on your tongue and on your lips. Nuttiness. Not quite medium strength, but right about there, which is great. Usually aromatic tobaccos are very weak. Damn good smoke. Damn good smoke. Sweet baby Jesus. I would love to have a pound of Bob's chocolate flake. I'm sure that's impossible living in EU, but who knows? I hope you guys see how I'm actually not using the temper. So I use the lighter more than the temper. Try not to use the temper that much. I've seen a lot of channels, even one that people consider for being very good for teaching, and my God, they are squishing the hell of the tobacco. I'm not drying the tobacco. And it still burns like a champ. So it's all about packing the pipe the right way from the beginning. You don't need any adjustments while you're smoking if you pack it well from the beginning. And it's a very simple thing to do. It's nothing complicated. It's actually much less complicated than the good channels are preaching. Anyways, guys, I love Bob's chocolate flake. Gawith Hoggarth's Bob's chocolate flake. So if you find it, give it a try. Thank you, guys. I send you all my love.